Rick Marshall seems to have made a habit of violating the law. Here are some examples.
Every election brings with it a minefield of misinformation, lies, and cover-ups. Crooked politicians use every tactic, from brutal attacks to distraction techniques. They will literally do anything to keep the voters from learning the truth about their evil ways. We, the people, are smarter than those in power have given us credit for. We all know that where there is smoke, there is fire. It's time to stand up and demand integrity in our community. And it starts with each and every one of us. It's time to reveal the facts without the distractions. This is Through the Smoke.
On page 9 of the Nevada Financial Disclosure Statement Guide, it says any elected officials must file a financial disclosure statement covering all income. By submitting such document, the official declares under penalty of perjury that the statement submitted is true and correct. Rick Marshall filed this disclosure statement with the Secretary of State showing an expected salary as sheriff of $76,000. Nevada statute sets the sheriff's salary over $95,000. Apparently, Rick Marshall doesn't feel that perjury laws apply to him. This also suggests why the sheriff's office is continuously over budget under DeMaio and Marshall's rule. NRS 281.210 makes it a gross misdemeanor for any public officer to employ any relative within the third degree of consanguinity. Joseph Marshall, Rick Marshall's son, is obviously within that third degree. On top of that, Sergeant Michael Horn, Rick Marshall's drug-addicted son-in-law, was also employed underneath Rick Marshall and was Joe Marshall's immediate supervisor, both within the third degree of consanguinity. This employment relationship is also in clear violation of Nye County policy. When Sergeant Michael Horn was arrested, he was almost immediately released from jail under suspicious circumstances linking back to Rick Marshall. One of the charges against Horn was driving under the influence of controlled substances. NRS 178.484 very clearly states that a person arrested for driving under the influence of controlled substances must not be released sooner than 12 hours. With Rick Marshall's position and campaign for sheriff, he clearly must have had some hand in this law violation. And since he claims he didn't, why hasn't he taken any enforcement action against the person that did violate this law? According to NRS 294A.348, all campaign advertising, including signs, must disclose on the advertising the person or committee that paid for the advertising. Rick Marshall decided to leave that off of his signs while other candidates chose to obey the laws. And yet another disregard for the law and county policy is this apparent violation of the Hatch Act of 1939. In summary, it prohibits using any public funds for electoral purposes. An amendment in 1940 extended restrictions to state and local governments who receive any federal funding. Rick Marshall created this campaign video using county facilities, equipment, and employees. All this, combined with his criminal charges from California, demonstrate a continuous disregard for the same laws he's sworn to protect.
I believe that I have the administrative goals along with the personal integrity, the ethics.
Tell us what you think in the comments.